And we're back here at Boom and Bust. My guest is Mark Johnson. He is the corporate lawyer and a columnist for the Hub publication. Mark, we're just sort of getting an idea about your idea about how to better manage the Canada Pension Plan massive surplus. So give me an idea, because we're talking about why it's better to maybe, and we'll talk a bit more in more detail of how these distributions would work. But let's say, how is it better for contributors? Because I think most people, when they hear about this concept, would say, well, I don't want the fund to run out of money. I'd rather err on the side of caution. How would you answer that concern?
I agree. No one wants the fund to run out of money, right? And so but you can reform it, make some of these changes that I'm proposing, and still keep hundreds of billions of dollars in there. In fact, when you take a look at the numbers going out to the end of the century, and their projections, admit that, it's trillions of dollars. Trillions of dollars are going to be left in there. So there's a lot of room to maneuver. And certainly not me, because I'm going to get CPP, right? No one wants to do that. So that's the primary goal, is how much money can you take out safely, and you err on the side of caution, which is why I think you need to have it sort of removed from politicians.
Right. So it wouldn't be the finance minister or the prime minister deciding.
It would be an independent panel.
Right.
Plus also the provinces are involved, because it's joint stewardship with the provinces. So you'd have a lot of people in there, in the same way they reformed the CPP back in the mid-90s. You set up that system again. Keep in mind also the hundreds of billions of dollars we're talking about, that's today, by the way, and it was $80 billion last year. That's how much it generated in surplus last year, $80 billion.
In just 1 year.
In just 1 year. That's just the non-Quebec part of Canada, because I'm not talking about the QPP. That's different, and I'm not getting into that. So it's just, for lack of a better word, the English-speaking provinces that money would be distributed to.
Okay. I'm going off into a little bit of a sidebar here, but obviously there are suggestions or plans that maybe Alberta would hive itself off from the CPP. What do you think of that idea?
I don't see the benefit of it. You're just going to be duplicating the structure, and our Alberta investment manager is going to be any smarter than other investment managers and get a better return? I don't think so. I think, though, and I've written about this in another column, is that these pension funds, because they have so much money, people I think are starting to ask questions, and they're becoming political, I don't want to say political headaches just yet, but they're becoming political issues. How much money do they have? Where is it invested? How much is going overseas? Should some of the investments be here? What are the rates of return that they're getting? Are they building their own empires and losing focus or losing track of their core mission, which is basically just funding benefits?
Are they building their own empires?
I haven't gotten into that.
Okay.
I haven't gotten it, but some columnists, some others have said they're too big, they get paid too much, too many employees.
Yeah. I've definitely heard that. And I've also heard, I guess it was a couple of years ago now, Chrystia Freeland, when she was Minister of Finance, there was some talk about, for lack of a better term, reshoring some of these funds, because as you said, so much of it goes overseas.
Yeah, no, I actually think it's perfectly understandable that so much
highest returns.
You want the highest returns, and there just isn't that much investment opportunity. I'm sorry, Canada is a small economy on the world stage, but that sort of goes to my point that maybe they've got too much money to begin with, right? And so they've got $730 billion right now. And if you could dividend out $300 or $400 billion of that, and that's spent on infrastructure that all these governments kind of want them to invest in that other mechanism, right? I think we need to have a conversation here. What's the best way to achieve the public policy goals that we all want, and bring some money back in, but do it in a responsible way?
Very interesting topic. We're speaking with Mark Johnson. He's a corporate lawyer and a columnist for the Hub publication. We've got another segment to keep doing this deep dive. Stay with us.